Everybody wants to be successful in life. The most successful people are book smart and street smart. You can be successful with one or the other, but if you have both, you can have it all. The problem with book smart people, though, is they get duped.
So I guess you know why I'm here. I need to purchase something.
Like a fridge?
No. I wanted to buy some weed. Some
what?
grass weed.
What makes you think we'd have weed?
In order to run an American city, you need a mayor who's book smart and street smart. You need a city council that's at least street smart. Most American cities have a lot of street smart politicians. They know how to read people, they know who to do favors for, and they can crank the political machine into action. Newark, New Jersey is a perfect example. It's the biggest city in New Jersey. It's right outside of Manhattan. You got trucking, you got shipping, you got an international airport, everything from commuters to blue collars to finance. Newark, New Jersey gave us Cory Booker. That's not necessarily something they should be proud of, but I'm just saying Newark's a player. But Newark, New Jersey just got duped. And not by just some crooked lobbyist or some political fraudster. You know how some cities have sister cities? Like Birmingham, Alabama is sister cities with Ashan, China. They have some cultural connection. There's some sort of cultural connectivity. And, you know, they have a nice little international relationship where delegations come over. They celebrate each other, their art, their shared sacrifice, and some more, whatever. You've heard of sister cities. Well, Newark, New Jersey became sister cities with a fake country.
It had all the makings of a diplomatic ceremony. Newark Mayor Ras Baraka, alongside a representative from the United States of Kailasa, signing a cultural trade agreement to become sister cities in January.
Officially sister cities.
Kailasa calling it a bilateral agreement with the United States of America. So you might be wondering, where is the United States of Kailasa? Turns out it doesn't exist.
The city of Newark, New Jersey just got scammed into becoming a sister city for the Hindu nation of Kailasa. But the problem is the nation of Kailasa doesn't exist, and it never did. Newark thought Kailasa was a Hindu nation just off the coast of Ecuador. No one in the entire Newark government thought to themselves, there's a Hindu island off the coast of South America? No one at the city council in Newark thought, hey, I've never heard of this country. What's their food like? What's their clothing look like? Are there beaches or rainforests in Kailasa? Let me just do a Google search before we get these guys into a room and make them our sister city. No. Instead, they ran with it. Not only did they get duped, but they got duped by a self-proclaimed fake kind of Kailasa, a serial rapist.
The guru, with dozens of videos on a YouTube channel documenting his teachings, claims he left India in 2019 to seek protection. He was arrested there years earlier, accused of sexual assault charges by 5 women who say he abused them at a religious retreat. Local reports say he appealed the charges and eventually fled India.
So his name we're not even going to try to pronounce, but this guy's been on the run for over 4 years after being accused of brutally raping people in India. So what's he been doing? Well, he's been running around the country acting like an Indian guru, posting spiritual videos and going to places like Newark, New Jersey to sign cultural trade agreements. Now we hear Newark isn't the only city that he's targeted, and we're working on confirming that. We'll have an investigation tomorrow. And these people even somehow snuck into a UN conference in Geneva this February, looking for protection for their supreme pontiff of Hinduism, the guy with the rape charges.
I'm here representing the United States of Kailasa. I'm the permanent ambassador. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa have gone through intense persecution and human rights violation.
Even the UN thought, there's something a little fishy with this guy. Sniffed him out, but they got duped. But Newark, on the other hand, got caught with their pants down. Now, they're saying, oops, putting out this statement. Although this was a regrettable incident, the city of Newark remains committed to partnering with people from diverse cultures in order to enrich each other with connectivity, support, and mutual respect. In other words, if we'd only use Google,
Back in New Jersey, a few days after this ceremony, the city says it realized it had been deceived, calling it, quote, a regrettable incident. City council members passing a unanimous motion to dissolve the agreement, and one city council member calling for better vetting in the future. Hopefully, that includes a Google search.
Better vetting. How about just vetting? Not even Fetterman would have fallen for this. But Brick City seems to be as dumb as a brick. No one asked any questions. The people on the city council of Newark don't know geography or religion. But usually when you're not book smart, you ask questions, due diligence. You don't get duped and you ask Google. But Newark was too afraid to even ask. They were so desperate to become a sister city with such an exotic Hindu place that they figured, we're just going to agree to this and then celebrate. We'll even name a little street Kailasa, just to show other cities how woke we are. We'll even throw them a parade along with the 20 other ethnic parades we host every summer. They'll say yes to anything, as long as money keeps flowing into their pockets and they look like global citizens. Look at how inclusive we are. We're sister cities with a Hindu island. Newark shatters. As long as they do that, Newark's mayor, Ras Baraka, can keep forgetting to disclose almost $400,000 in contributions. Maybe not the cleanest mayor Newark's ever had. Oops, I didn't have time to disclose that donation. Was too busy tearing down a racist Christopher Columbus statue in the town square. That's right. They've teared down a Christopher Columbus statue. And now they're sister cities with a fake Hindu nation. This is the same city who gave us Cory Booker, as we said. We're reaching out to Cory Booker's office to see what he thinks of this. This is a city that voted about 90% for Joe Biden in 2020. And all they care about is virtue signaling. And this really isn't a story about just Newark, New Jersey. This is a story about our whole country. Democrats will do just about anything, say just about anything, sign just about anything, all to say they shattered some glass ceilings. They'll say, let's defund the police. The world's going to end in 10 years. Windmills will work off the coast, just to say they did their part. And they won't question a thing. They'll just fall for it because they don't want to look dumb, or they don't want to look not woke, or they're too scared of getting canceled. And these are the people that are telling us what to do. They think they're smarter than us. Meanwhile, they're getting scammed by international fugitives, a pontiff of a country you can't find on the map. And you wonder why our country is in the shape that it is. Well, it's because we have people leading us like that.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.